Welcome back to the Thrive Podcast. I'm your host, Carissa, and I'm with my co-hosts,
Danielle, sorry.
and Deborah.
Hey.
And I'm excited today because I have some of my coworkers with me, and I just sort of want to talk about the workplace and how we thrive together working.
Nice.
And it really is, it makes a big difference when you have people that you enjoy working with. I'm able to say that, and I know so many people are not able to say that. They really have a hard time. I've definitely had jobs where the workplace was just really a struggle to be working at because, and it really does have a huge part to play with the people you work with.
It really does.
It does, and so we're sort of lucky because we all like each other. And I know this isn't everybody, but I just sort of wanted to bring everyone in here today and just sort of chat and talk about how we work in the workplace. What is something that that you like about working with your coworkers, or when you did work with us? Because I know you don't
work
now.
with you.
That's okay.
Well, it was my first job. I was working at the office, so it looked a little different with other coworkers in the past, but it was very fun. Had lots of memorable moments.
Yeah.
If you know us personally, if you follow us, you will have seen the videos already, probably more than once. Oh, the Tic Tacs and and the dances and the stunts and all of that jazz.
Yeah.
And then all the snacking and, and
snack
the
drawer.
funny stories.
This girl
about
had
the
like 3
people.
snack drawers.
That's what we do.
Yes,
I
she
heard
did.
about that.
She really did.
I got to keep it supplied.
Yeah, she just kept herself fueled all the day
you
long.
already know. You already know. So that's exactly what happened. I mean, and sometimes it was like my snacks overnight, but, it happened. Okay. Maybe
You
more
even
than
left
once.
snacks
Like,
in your snack
forgot
drawer
it.
when you left.
Yeah,
We had
yeah.
a little feast in there.
Hey.
But that's okay.
Feasting
It's
for
fine, it
days, but that's
worked.
okay. Yeah, but I do enjoy working with you guys, and it's whether you're a people person or not, whether you like people or don't like them, especially with who you work with, you have to work. You're not just working, but you have to work on your work relationships too to
Yeah.
get along with people.
For sure, yeah.
And we have every different personality that we work with, and so I think a big part is patience and understanding, but teamwork, and that is everyone who I work with. They're big team players, and it's not all about themselves, and sometimes, but no.
Only on the birthdays.
Of course, birthdays. Of course, you have to celebrate the birthdays. I gotta say one thing about Tina. You will be the first face you see at our office. We work for a doctor, and one thing I gotta say about you though is like you just stay pretty even keeled. And when you answer that phone, it is like the friendliest voice.
Thank you.
And I hear a lot of feedback, but like you are just so patient, and you'll talk to everyone all the day long.
All the day long.
And I sometimes get wrapped up in the stress sometimes, and I'm like, I got millions of things to do, and you just take the time. And
I enjoy it, and I guess just through life, you learn that everybody's got a story, and you don't know what they're going through.
yeah.
And sometimes people just need to have someone to talk to.
Right.
Yeah. that is
And
very true.
I try to understand that at every call. It's not always easy, but I do try.
No, it's not.
I do try.
Because I'm like, the whole life story.
Right.
Okay. I'm like,
Which I forgot to
Autobiography.
tell you, your friend from the lab yesterday called me today, and I had a 20-minute conversation with him.
Was he nice?
He was.
okay.
But I know how he broke his arm when he was 5.
Wow. I mean, the whole life story.
The whole
literally
life
do
story.
get the whole life stories.
And then, he started
Always.
talking about the president. Like you said, it was a
Yeah.
fun morning for
Yes.
me. It was.
I like problem solving. I'm just like trying to move as quick as I can, and sometimes I go too fast. But you really do take time for people. I think Nicole, you do the same thing though. Like you guys are just helping
She
the
used to make
people.
fun of me for doing that. I'd be like,
What?
oh my gosh. She's like, stop it. I'm like, stop. Stop. Let me do this.
You guys are so good at talking on the phone. Whenever I answer the phones, I start spazzing out and just saying weird things. I'm like, yes, okay, sure.
Glitching.
I just start glitching, and then I'm like, yeah, hold on for one moment,
That's
please.
so
and then
funny.
I ask
Recharge.
Carissa like the same question 50 times every day because I still don't know how to answer it. But we all make it work, and Tina is like so helpful up there and is so
that's true.
kind. Such a sweet face at the window whenever anybody comes up, no matter how their attitude presents. Like at the window, you're always just so like kind
and calm.
Yes,
Yeah.
and calm.
You're not dancing
And-
in front of it like I used to.
And you help them as they leave.
Entertainment.
It's great. Yeah.
People.
Thank
It's a
you.
great experience.
Yeah.
You know?
I do try.
You ever think about like the first time we all met each other? You ever think about like your first day at the office or
I remember my first
meeting,
day at
like
the
your
office.
first impressions of people?
Yes.
Like, okay, no judging. Like, what was your first impression of these? I know you and Danielle didn't work together, but
Yeah.
what were your first impressions of the office itself?
Well, my first day was a patient day, so I kind of got thrown
Right.
into
Oh,
it.
that's
thrown in the
right.
fire,
yes.
You started out as a patient.
I did.
And
Yeah,
then
I was
you
a
got
patient.
suckered in.
Yeah, he took my gallbladder, and then Chris found me, and then pretty much gave me the job. I would say Julie interviewed me, but Chris gave me the job.
I think we're all here because of Chris.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
literally.
basically,
Yeah.
She was our head nurse. She just retired and moved to Texas, so we miss you, Chris.
Big
But
sad.
I think all of us are here because of Chris.
Not
Yes.
I.
Oh, that's true, Julie. But
Well, yes.
Julie
I interviewed.
rigged you in.
I
Yes.
interviewed. And
That's
then I
true.
met Chris, so
Yeah.
I guess.
Anyway,
Chris is
Liar.
still part of
so
it.
She'll always be a part of us.
Chris, all the credit. Okay, so 3 of us, and the other ones that aren't here. But so I'm sorry. Continue. You were a patient, then.
Yes, and I got the job. And first thing, when I was a patient, though, I thought you guys were awful. I'm just gonna be honest, because I was in that triage room for an hour waiting
Okay.
to see the doctor, and I was
Yeah.
sitting there
That's
like,
not
"What is wrong
uncommon.
with this place?" But now that I work there,
Unfortunately,
I'm like, I understand.
That's
now.
not our fault.
Yes,
It's not our fault.
I get it
I
now,
just want you
though.
guys to
yeah.
know if you ever come see us.
Listen, when you're
Either
seeing
Not us.
when you're seeing a surgeon,
We're gonna be there 3 to 4 hours.
On the real.
you just best clear your schedule
Okay, the whole day.
and come hang with us.
Do not
Because
come
that's
in
what's gonna
during your
happen.
lunch
Yes,
break.
do
You will
not.
need a
No.
lot longer.
You will
than that.
reschedule.
It is not a quick trip lunch break. I mean, we'll do our best, and you might might get a lucky day, but
We said, we're not the
that doesn't
urgent
always
care.
happen
We are
like
If you
that.
know somebody who knows somebody.
Exactly, we are
We're
not the urgent care.
You know.
Let's
and-
talk about it.
Do we have stories?
So go on, first impressions.
but,
Besides having to wait a long time.
After I seen doctor though, he was great surgery. Then I started there. First day there, patient day, you, Carissa, coming to me, throwing stuff at me.
Oh.
You're like, can you track this? Can you do this? Can you file this? I'm just sitting there like, I don't know what any of this means. I've never worked at a doctor's office. And I'm just sitting there like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then after patients ended, though, you came to me and you're like, so how was it? You did good? And I was like, it was okay. It's okay. And I went home to my husband and I was like, I can't do this. This is crazy.
She's like,
But,
what did I get myself
yeah, I was
into?
like, this is awful. But then
If you
it
only
kept
know.
going. I learned. Then I met Tina and I was like, oh, she's so sweet. I'm like, look at this.
She's
is
like,
Tina.
oh, one good face.
Even though she kept calling me Leslie for the
I
first
did.
2 weeks.
I did. I don't know where it came from. I don't know
My
what
name
happened.
is Nicole, by the way. But I mean, I just
So
let
Leslie.
her. Yeah, but no, then me and Tina became really good friends, and then I met June
Aw.
and Doctor and Chris, all of them, and here I am, still
Here
here,
you are.
a year
Well,
later.
thank you for keeping Leslie with us.
I enjoyed Leslie.
Leslie.
Yes,
That's hilarious.
It
You
is.
called her
I don't know where
Leslie?
it came from.
for like 2 weeks.
Tina,
I did.
She's like,
That
hey,
is
Leslie,
so
and I'm
funny.
like, hey,
But
Tina.
Red never said a thing about it. So
I just answered you guys.
Now you just call you Red.
Yeah,
We call her
I
Red
love
now
it.
because of her
I do.
red hair.
Is that why?
red cheeks, red hair, red all over. Honestly,
Tomato over here.
yes.
You are getting really tan, by the way. Looking so
I'm
sun-kissed.
on level 4 now, guys.
Level
Moving
4.
up. Yes.
She's moving up.
Yeah.
Yes.
way to go, girl.
Only took me 2 months.
Are your legs tan too? Oh,
Yep. I can put it up there. So, yes. I'm tan all over.
They are tan.
but you usually burn easy.
Usually.
But you're
But I
just
think I'm
doing-
past the burning stage because I haven't been burning. I've just been getting tan. So
Yeah.
Well, that's
I think I
It's looking good.
overlapped it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking
Okay.
good. I haven't been tanning lately. You can't tell.
Oh, we know
Because
that.
I'd be glowing white over here.
Okay, Shekinah.
She's a little iridescent. It's okay.
It's not because I'm an angel. That's all I
And
know.
I never
for sure.
brag about just, being naturally kind of. I never brag about that.
Tina over
Highly
here.
Me
relaxed.
too. I'm
All
blessed
the-
too, Tina.
Yes.
Brown from the crown down.
That's right. That's right.
what I wish I was.
Never to know.
I know. Must be nice.
I know.
Fine.
And then your hair's all curly now.
I know it is. A little frizzy. I
All
gotta
of
put
it.
some stuff in it. I gotta wash it tonight, so that's gonna be fun.
My mom used to give me perms when I was little. And I would
amazing.
Yeah, well, I would yeah, and the big bows.
Oh, you already know. Yeah.
Yes. She tried to make me prissy. I wasn't prissy as a child.
I was not
No.
either.
I was
Big
like
tomboy.
always falling, skinning my
Same.
knee, playing outside. Yeah. But she put the big bows in.
She tried.
She did. Bless her. She did try. It didn't always work out like that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So that was your first impression.
Yes.
What was your first impression?
Well, I had been off work for a couple of years, so coming back to work was just kind of hard for me.
Uh-huh.
But I knew pretty much everybody. I didn't know Danielle, but I had taught her brother many years ago. But
Because you used to be a teacher.
I used to be a teacher, and so I knew everybody kind of. But
Yeah.
I just wanted to be in a back room closet. I didn't care. I just did not want to
She
be
at
out
the front
there.
window, folks.
I am now. I am. And
You
so
are the face.
I
the
would
face of the office,
sit
Tina.
back in the back by myself, and I'd hear them talk, and I'm just like, Lord, I hope they don't ever ask me to do that or whatever. But hey, I love it. Listen, I love it.
What did you start out doing?
I was
Where were you?
medical records.
Oh, okay.
You know.
So I sat in the back.
Oh, yes.
Where I sat,
Yeah.
or where Becky sits?
Yes.
Where me and Becky sit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was quiet enough. Now there were times when Chris would say, "Tina, can you?" Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Tina, can. But I loved it. I
Okay.
knew there was something different about this place. I loved it. And honestly, out of the jobs that I've worked in my life, this is probably honestly my most favorite and loved job.
I totally agree with you. I know for sure this is definitely my favorite job. I know how hard we work, but at the same time, we're still able to have fun.
Yes.
And I really do like that balance.
Yes.
Because there's definitely stressful days, some more than others, especially
Tuesday, Wednesday,
true.
Thursday.
the patients try our patience.
Yes.
Yes.
But we really do. I know we care about the patients. That's why we're there. And we love what we do. I know I do. And so I love hearing that because I can totally relate and totally agree with that. 100%. Definitely my favorite job.
For sure.
I don't miss selling cars
Telling people.
Or being a security guard.
or being on security in Houston. That's
Yeah.
another story.
Telling people I love my job
Rough.
is like so out of the ordinary for them because
Yeah.
they think that like you hate their job or they don't really like it or whatever, and I'm just think, wow, it must suck for you because I love my job. I love doing what I do.
Yeah.
You know, getting up in the morning, putting those scrubs on, getting to work. It's just like you show up and the party gets going. You know, the party. It is the phones ringing off.
8
the
a.m.
bus.
There goes
Well, 8
DJ
a.m.
Carissa over here. DJ Riri over here.
Yeah, DJ.
I get that.
I forgot you used to call me Riri. Sometimes you just gotta get the music going, man.
Got that music going, and then we just get the day started and see those patients. And there's a lot of long days going on. And at the end of it, I'm just like so thankful. I'm like, wow, actually we had a really fun day today. And then I tell like my boyfriend stories, my mom stories, like, I had a great day today. Something about my coworkers, like Carissa did something silly, whatever, me scaring her boss, or me scaring Carissa, or me scaring Nicole.
I was just telling her, or you guys recently, how this one would always scare me.
Yeah.
Like, and you would
Drop
think,
into
like,
the floor every
all
time.
the time.
Yes.
I know.
Drop to
And
the
you
floor.
think I would get used to it? No, every time
never.
she would get me.
Every time.
It was ridiculous.
Every time. She got me twice.
Yeah,
Out of all the times you tried, you got me
500
twice.
times. I know, but that sort of like goes back to like who you work with and how just the working relationship we are. We're just lucky, Not everyone has that, and I am definitely grateful for that, and looking forward to going to work is because of who you work with, and they have your back. We have.
Oh yeah.
We want to be professional. We are there to help the people. But at the same time, there's always once, and I gotta say, we have some really great patients.
We do.
We
really do.
We really do. There's some that are just like so great, so awesome. so nice. We've had some buy us lunch. That's
buy
the
us
next.
lunch.
That's a plus.
They bring
That
us
makes you
something.
number one.
If we get food,
We're the VIP.
Or the
feel like-
desserts.
that's all Tina cares about. This is our sweet
I
tooth
love
girl.
it when they bring sweets because Tina and I, like that cake we've
Yes.
had this whole week, we just every day, hey, like you thinking about getting a slice? And I'm like, heck yeah,
How do you
Tina,
feel about
I'm gonna
it?
get a slice.
Like, I've been thinking about it since I left work.
yeah.
Okay.
That's really why you came back the next day.
Right. Make it
Coming back
so
for those
easy.
desserts. I know.
Well, I'll tell you what I miss from the office is even, I mean, all of our fun times, of course, but even when we would get into like these really deep, like
Conversation.
really, really
yeah.
deep conversations, sometimes like philosophical, all like just like from, I don't know, we would talk about the most random things,
Yeah,
but then the
that's
most,
true.
I don't know, just stuff with our past, stuff with
things
current
we've learned.
events, and things we've learned, and we would get into some really deep discussions. Not that we always agreed on everything either.
No.
But it was just it was always a good conversation. I was like,
And
interesting.
that's another thing we've even said on here before about like we all have different beliefs, standards, whatever you want to. But at the end of the day, we love each other, we care about each other, we support each other. And if you have people in your life like that, you know, if that's such a big part of your life in succeeding where you're at and even thriving, because you need a good support group. And I know you can't always help with who you work with, but it does help to have these kind of people in your life, and even your friends who's your support group. It plays a big part in how you're succeeding in life.
yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Even mentally, like you know,
sure.
Yeah.
I think that just plays a big part. But and
I
do.
can think of many times when I maybe didn't care for somebody,
Yeah.
and then I heard their story.
Yeah.
And again, it totally changed my mind why that person is like they are, or, you know, and it completely,
Yeah.
Right.
I had a whole different look on that
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, I've definitely had those for instances where I'm like, you think you know someone, and I'm like, I don't care for that person. I would never, not that I like hate people, but I would never really like hang out with them or be friends. And then like you get to know them, or you have to work with them, or you're thrown into a situation, and then you get to know them, and then you're like friends. And I'm like, oh yeah, I totally.
Wow.
It's just funny,
Like
but like when you
funny,
you ever have, I don't know if you've ever had that happen. I've been in there, but
Yes.
anyway,
Yeah.
where you're like, oh, you actually get to know someone, and you're like, oh, I was wrong about that
Yes,
person,
exactly.
or you know, and I think that sometimes that plays into account with some of our patients.
Yes.
It does help us understand
Yeah.
why are they so crazy.
Okay, all the time.
Okay,
All the time.
Every day, starting at 8 a.m.
Day.
no, we and you know definitely have to work with the ones that are more difficult. But it's a team thing, and it's the teamwork. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Having people in a workplace that you can work with, and not just work with, but work well, and
Smooth.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, communication is such a big part of any
For sure.
relationship, but especially with work relationships.
Yeah.
And I feel like we are able to communicate well.
Yes.
We are.
I agree.
I love being like, if I'm in a room and like need a dose on a patient, I can like take it out and bring it to Tina.
Yeah.
Like, hey Tina, can you dose
Yeah.
this patient for me? Give her the information she needs, and she's like, yeah, Deb, I'll get that. Like she's like, for sure, do that for you, or however Tina says it. And then I'm like, oh, okay, can definitely count on her. I know she's gonna get it done. I know she's gonna help me out, and I can go back in the room, be with doctor and the patient, and then once it's ready, give it to me at the room or something. And I love that we can actually connect that way. And like throughout the day, even though I don't get to see her while we have patients all day, it's nice to have her, or even Nicole.
Yeah, same.
Checking
We're
them
all
out.
we're all getting
Yeah.
checked out, or check when they have to get supplements or something. Just tell Nicole,
Yeah.
hey, they're gonna get this, and she's right on it, gets them checked out, and we keep going on with the patient day, and it just keeps rolling.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a story where either a boss or a coworker, a patient, someone you took care of or something like that, really stands out in your mind or made an impact, or just really was like something that stands out in your mind? Does anyone have someone like that you're like, wow, this person really just sort of made an impact on your day or your life, or Anyone have anything like that stands out? I know that's like a tricky question because you have to think about
so
it.
Many. There's so many. I mean, I could like go around for each person that I worked with and then bosses. But since you're here, I'll tell you my story about you. I guess there's so many moments. There's so many moments. Never did I ever think I would would be one of my closest friends. I mean, there's such a big not a big age difference, but there's an age difference. Okay,
She's just calling me out.
Let's be honest. I act more. I'm the one who acts more like a grandma than you. So she's like in with pop culture, and I'm like, what is that? Like TikTok? I'm not even on it, and she's like, oh,
You're on it because I put you on it.
So, anyways, all that to say, coming back to what I was saying is, even when there were difficult people that I was having to deal with, I would just like kind of let them react however they were reacting to the situation, whenever they were angry or they wanted to have their way or something. And I was like, okay, fine, we'll do it for you, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, no, this is what we're going to do. Who's the boss? Who's the boss? Who runs the world?
Who runs the world? That's what I'm saying.
Who runs the world?
That's
Every
true.
time I still will bring it. I'm like, I run the world. I run
You
the
run
world.
the world. Protocols.
So, anyways,
what we do.
I mean, and I use that in my job now, even because some people like they can just go off the walls and like go freaking crazy on
that's
you.
funny.
Yes.
But I'm like, you know what? You're not the one who knows what they're doing here. So I'm actually the one who works here and knows how it goes. So no.
We got our protocol. We got our ways of doing things.
Yeah.
And people
yeah.
can't run you over.
Yeah.
Just to get their way.
So that's like a life lesson that I learned from you. Among the many, that's
nice.
one.
I've had that lesson, just so you know.
Yes.
Oh,
No, me too. When
Yes.
I first worked there, I was like, yeah, we'll do that for you. We'll take care of you. Now I'm just like, I put them on mute, and I'm like, look, I ain't going to do that. I'm going to let them think I'm doing it, but I'm not.
Okay.
oh, now she's giving our secrets.
Throw that sass right back. Okay.
Okay.
Right back.
You already know. But we're here for you, people.
Okay. We love you.
We love you.
We
love you.
Everybody has a story. We want to hear yours.
We're only so many people, and we can only do what we can do.
Yes. Yes.
You know?
We're allowed to do.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah. Within what we're allowed to do.
That's what I get paid for.
Yes.
Like,
I know.
I'll do what I get paid
I'm not
to
getting
do.
in trouble for that.
Okay. No. So,
Yeah. You have anyone have a crazy work story? Like like something
My first day,
crazy
remember?
happened? Oh.
Yeah. I just had some interesting
wild time.
patients. We just do some crazy things in the office.
We do
Doctor
do some
does some crazy things in the office, like some treatments, just like, things you wouldn't actually think of. And you're like, oh, they can do that?
Like what?
Like what he does,
Specific.
procedures and things like that.
Oh, the procedures he does in office? Oh.
Yeah.
I know.
So you see crazy
he helps
things
the people.
happen with the people.
Yeah.
He makes it happen.
Yeah.
In action, that's for sure. We used to have
Right then and there, too.
a drunk
You
man
don't wait.
that would come in, and he would be he would sleep on the couches in the lobby.
Just chilling.
And our billing manager came out one day, and he scared her. And he was doing something weird in the lobby. I don't recall what it was, but he was just stumbling around and going up to the people. And anyway, he was just causing a little bit of a scene. And so we had to, call the police and get him out of there. But then he kept coming back. And we just like it came to a point where like he'd see me coming, we'd make eye contact, and then he'd just start like looking at like he knew he was in trouble. He's like, oh, they're gonna call the police again. But finally, eventually, he stopped coming around. But anyway, as far as the patients, yeah, I mean,
We've got the stories.
yeah, there are definitely some
A lot of stories.
angry pounding on the window, but for the most part, like. Great,
really
wonderful
great.
patients. Love what we get to do, and I enjoy helping people. So that you have to enjoy what you do and helping people if you're going to be in healthcare.
For sure, yeah.
I feel
it's
like
definitely like you have to have a heart for it and have like passion to help people. Like, and it's compassion that you have to have is like you have a heart for them. You listen to them and you want to help them. Be healthy and get back to a healthy state and. From whatever situation that they are in that moment. And sometimes it's kind of like it can seem kind of as a burden, but it's a ministry and it's something that you can do to like show
it can be.
like love to them, because that's definitely what they need is some TLC, and they need someone to listen to them and someone to help them, medically and kind of emotionally and be there for them. And it's really nice to see how, when they come back, how much better they are because, even like those couple minutes in that room, just being kind to them could really make their day. You don't know what their situation is. And it's kind of,
And a lot of times, when, especially if someone's going through a serious illness or disease, even cancer, like you got to realize that patient is spending most of their time with us. They're seeing the doctor. They're in the, they're in the medical facilities, and that's the majority of their life. And, just comforting them and being compassionate. Because I know sometimes, like, we see all the problems and it's like one after another. Oh, this one's sick, this one's sick. It is just like, not that it gets mundane, but you just sort of get numb to like, oh, it's another disease, it's another illness. And then sometimes it's also thinking outside the box of, because we assist the doctor, and so it's thinking, okay, well, it's not this problem, what could this patient have? And not that we're, going to be able to, we're only limited to our
it's not like
medical knowledge, but
kind of give suggestions as to like,
and helping
this,
assist,
this, and helping with whatever we can to, with that patient situation. And I think that, doing all that we can for them and just being kind and, a friend to them in those moments is like something that can definitely help with their like healing during that time and mentally as well, because, they're scared and they don't know what else to do, and
and this is new for them. They've never been down that road.
Exactly.
So
and we get to be on that journey with them, and
my favorite thing was to make them laugh.
And she would always make them laugh.
I mean, and that's the thing, like with us, it wasn't like, we're a professional office, fine, we were fine, but we were able to be human with the people because, we're able to joke around and try and, ease those things. Maybe just bring joy or whatever. Joke around with them, interact with them. Tell them funny stories. I did quite a few things in front of the patients, so.
I love like.
What did you do, Danielle?
All kinds of things.
Even your dance moves.
Dancing, eating.
That's the biggest thing.
Singing. Everything. Really.
I love getting to know the patients, and like when they come in, and I love that, like, like this was just me because I was only there, after school breaks and things like that, like in the summers. And they would remember me and be like, oh, like you're back from school. And I was like, oh, wow, they remembered. And it really made me, like, it would make my day. And I'm like, wow, like they actually remembered me. That's funny because they haven't been here since the last time I was here. They're like, how's school going? And like, whatever, and, whatever's going on, and kind of catch up, like, super fast while I'm doing their vitals, and then leave the room and, help them with whatever, doctor, with whatever with them. And they would say, bye, Deb. It was so good to see you. And I am like, wow, that like really made my day, knowing that like this patient, that comes in every now and then remembered, me, and even, loves to see our nurse Chris that was just here with us, and Carissa and the girls at the front desk. I mean, they're such great people, and we really do have the best patients, and it's just a great environment.
Represent. Well, we're going to wrap this up. We appreciate you tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
See ya.
Honey, everything you need is in your pocket.